empty netter or Ron Duguay. Would get one by Billy Smith. But I saw the promised land. I saw the cup. Half hour to go. Sid Rosenberg, Friday morning.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Just talked to Chris Russo, who dissed Stefan Dweck and Monterey Ivy.
Yep.
Ivy and Dweck and Sports Funk on the Fan. Well, here they are now.
Hey, what's up with Russo trying to dog us? What is this? We're back in the Jim Crow South. We got to be able to name the Seattle Mariners starting lineup, otherwise we're not legitimate.
Sounded like it.
Yeah.
Tell him we know Olerud, Boone, Bell, McLemore, Wilson, and his mama on the pitching mound.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
What a hack. He's the guy that can't even be understood on the radio. Hey, Mikey! Hey, Mikey! He's an old queen.
You know, the thing that disturbs me, though, is that you're getting awfully defensive about it.
We have to like somebody attacking us as though we don't know sports. And, Imus, what a change this is. Remember the days when nobody would have thought two black guys didn't know sports?
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
Wake up with Imus in the morning from 5:30 to 10 a.m. and drive home with Mike and the Mad Dog from 1 to 6:30 in the afternoon. Here on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 5 o'clock. I'm Jerry Recco. After 8 innings last night, things looking pretty. VoiceStream Wireless. VoiceStream customers can dial star 555 and receive live help from traffic specialists. You always get more with VoiceStream, including help getting where you need to be. Currently 73 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco at 2020 Sports on WFAN. Your home for Mike and the Mad Dog weekdays from 1 until 6:30.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Sid Rosenberg back with you. We are about to wrap this thing up. What happened there, Ray? Cold feet. Oh, you got scared. I understand. That's okay. I'll tell you about it after Recco. Martell's here. Jacqueline Gordon's here. Jerry Recco is here. I'm here. Newsroom's starting to fill up with all the Imus degenerates. Imus in 25 minutes. I'm not including Laurie McNichol in that group, but certainly Dave Bunzel and Warner Wolf belong in that group. Or I'm also not including Amuza Meche. I'm getting good at saying that name. Right? Chris Amuza Meche.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
There's no A on it.
I know, but I think it just it adds to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you added an A.
Right. And soon McGurk will come running. What happened to Lou Rufino last night? He didn't play in the basketball game. How come he didn't show up last night?
The team was mad at him, and he decided that this was his week to not play.
Is that true? Is the team mad at Rufino? I didn't know that.
No, I just made that up because last time somebody was mad at you, you didn't call him up.
Right. Well, that's what I decided to do. But I saw Rufino yesterday before I left, as he was getting ready to do Imus, and he said he was coming. But he didn't show up.
He's a degenerate.
And the team won, so what does that tell you? Matt's in Allentown this morning. Matt, you're on the Fan.
Yes, good morning, Sid.
Hey, Matt.
First time caller to you.
Nice to have you.
I enjoy your presentation of the sportcast.
Thank you.
I'd like to talk about Mike Messina.
What about him?
And son of a gun.
Affairs advisor, late General George S. Patton, Jr.
At ease, as you were. Good news this morning, people. There are positive developments from the Western Front. First, as you know, it was close, but just days ago, we were able to extract and recover Agents Bartlett and McCord from hostile Imus Ranch territory before irreparable psychological damage could occur to either man.
Yep.
Secondly, we have successfully inserted an individual who seems perfectly adapted psychologically to handle, even embrace, the rigors of the Imus Ranch experience. A man who is used to extreme physical suffering, welcomes the infliction of pain, the humiliation of total subservience, domination, and subjugation, and wearing specialized uniform articles. Who knows who I'm talking about? Yes, Private.
Sir, the private believes the general is obviously talking about the Nixon-era nutcase spook, G. Gordon Liddy, sir, who'd mash out cigarettes on his forehead or whatever.
No, you're not thinking this through, Private. I said impervious to pain and welcomes humiliation, subjugation, and specialized uniform attire.
Oh, Jan Winter.
No.
Elton John?
No.
Barney Frank?
No.
Ricky Martin?
No.
Nathan Lane?
No.
RuPaul? Boy George? Siegfried and Roy? Chastity Bono?
No, and no.
Well, who the hell is it, General, sir?
It's obvious, soldier.
It is?
I said it's obvious, soldier.
And I said it is?
If you've got a question, maggot, sound off like you had a pair of what this individual would have more than just a clinical interest in.
Sir, the private asked the general to identify the pain-wallowing, misery-seeking sissy he's talking about, sir.
Now, that's the way to state the question, soldier.
And the answer is, sir.
Joseph Abood.
Oh, the boy will design a tire or two on you, sir.
That he will, Private. And then wind up, shall I say,
I
bedbound?
believe I can see what the general's driving at, sir.
Right. Now then, we inserted Abood into
A
Imus's...
poor choice of words, sir.
Yes, right, sir. We placed Abood into the Imus compound on Tuesday.
Better, sir.
And we received an initial radio dispatch describing conditions he has encountered so far. Private, is the Abood audio queued up?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Initiate playback.
Yes, sir.
Hi-ho, headquarters. Private Abood reporting from the rear. I mean, the front. Oh, my God. What is that enormous dingle-dangle thing beneath that horsey? Do they milk horsies? God, I hope so. How do I get in that detail? Bag? And, oh, my God. Would you look in here? Harnesses. Ooh, and saddles. Wardrobe, lady. And these fabrics, could you die? That Deidre has a gift. A gift, I tell you. Jesus, do I see a lasso? I am positively faint. Feel me. Am I damp? I'm damp, I tell you. Oh, somebody give me a home where the buffalo don't mind and cinch me up. I'm on a mission. Over and out. I hope we have that mud, gluten, and bean curd consomme again tonight. Oh, Jesus. Is that a whip?
Sounds comfortable, sir.
Perfectly, Private. We found the conscript who meets the two ultimate Imus Ranch infiltration criteria.
Lives for torture?
And will choke a chicken. Not necessarily his own.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for your attention, boys, and congratulations. Because of Joseph Abood's selfless sacrifice, no one else has to go.
God is good. Or, since it's Abood, Allah Akbar, or whatever the hell.
Amen. That is all. Dismissed.
The opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by buyandhold.com. Check out buyandhold.com, the online broker for long-term investors. Open an account today, rated best of the web by Forbes in 2001 in U.S. News and World Report. Back in the year 2000, Corky Laing from Mountain with us. Mountain will be at a Westbury Music Fair on Sunday, and then they're going to be at the World Trade Center. When, Corky?
Tuesday lunch.
Tuesday.
Yeah, lunch hour. Lunch hour for the suits.
And then they'll be at some club downtown.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, right?
I think it's called the Village Underground.
Yeah, he's not really sure where he's going to be.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
But, they'll point the way, and then we're going to talk about...
If you just open your windows, you'll probably hear it,
Yeah. Corky Laing's book, Stick It, is... Who publishes this, Corky?
Well, I think it's going through Helter Skelter out of England.
Mm-hmm. And it's the story of Mountain.
It's really... I'll tell you, Don, I know you're out there, out there in the West, so you can't see the book. It's actually just road stories. It's just road stories. Just, not necessarily about Mountain, but just stories that I had told a million times and decided to write it. You remember, I don't know if you remember when Levon said that the reason he was mad at Robbie was he made them up and Robbie wrote them down, so I decided I was going to write them down,
These are, these stories that some people are not going to want you to have told.
No, yeah, I'll find out. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're that heavy. It's actually just, maybe nobody cares, but the point is I think it was a lot of it was therapy. And,
right.
We all tell stories, and if somebody really likes them, I had this author, this fella who I'd met,
right.
And he says, oh, you got to write these things. I'll take over. I'll do it for you. His name was Steve Ibbett out of Toronto, and he, we sat down, and I was telling him, and he put it all together. So I said, okay, it looks pretty cool. And so far, we just, with the book, I just have the proof here, but it looks really good. Anybody that's seen it is very excited about it, so.
Now, Levon Helm wrote the intro?
He did, yeah.
Because Levon Helm and Rick Denko, before Rick unfortunately died,
right.
Levon and Rick Denko were in the studio with us when Levon had his book, Wheels on Fire.
Yeah.
But they were not aware, even though they were in the studio, they were not aware that they had a book.
Was it a dark period?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the book.
Right.
I had read the book. It's a great book.
Right, it is.
But the whole thing with Dylan and the whole, how the band got together.
Yeah.
And it was a fascinating story about that whole the Hawkeye
Roddy Hawkins.
Ronnie Hawkins and that whole thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic book too.
It was a great book.
That's the kind of when I spoke to Levon about it, he highly encouraged me to do it too. He says the worst that'll happen is you'll find out how many people care. That's really what happens, you know. And
well, it was a terrific book, but the unfortunate part about it was that neither Levon nor Rick had any idea what was in it.
Well, yeah, he had a co-writer, and of course Dylan did the foreword on that book, which I'm sure somebody reminded him about that, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't compare this book to Levon's book, Don. I mean, very unfair because this is first of all the band we're much bigger in all ways than Mountain was, but I just feel that I'm not trying to push anything on anybody except you. And
well, at least you know you have a book.
I do have a book.
So I think that you got one up on Levon now. You know you have a book. Well, we'll talk more with Corky Laing coming up 18 till the hour.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moments of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. Imus in the morning.
All right, still plenty of time to enjoy hot summer fun at Mohegan Sun. Check out 15,000 in a little ball right here. Music World, you can get your own copy of the Electric Light Orchestra Zoom, $12.99 for the CD. At J&R Music World, just across the street from City Hall in Lower Manhattan at 23 Park Road. Or check them out on the internet at jnr.com. So I'm saying.
Cool! A Ferris wheel! Hey, voice stream, including help getting where you need to be. Just hit star 555 now. I'm Lori McNichol for the Mohegan Sun Fan Highway Patrol.
It is 12 minutes till the hour here in the Army Summer program. Had a horrible echo, about a second delay. We went off the air, Lou?
Mm-hmm. No, we never went off the air.
We didn't go off the air?
No, not as far as I know.
Well, some problem here, Dave, because I have a horrible echo.
Uh-oh.
So I'm hearing my voice. Anyway, we're talking with Corky Laing from Mountain, and Mountain's back together. Hear that? What is that, Dave? Dave's going to go try to fix it. All right. I mean, Corky and Leslie West and the rest of Mountain are going to be at the Westbury Music Fair on Sunday, then down at Wall Street on Tuesday at noon, and then Tuesday night at what's the joint called, Corky?
I think it's called the Village Underground on McDougal and 4th. Downtown.
Yeah. Then where? Any plans after that?
Actually, yeah. We're heading out to Wisconsin to do some festivals out there, and then Montana. We're out in Utah doing some festivals. I don't know the name of the towns. A lot of them are in the periphery markets, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're doing quite a bit of work. We're going to be, and then we come back to Springfield, Massachusetts, and then we're going down towards Florida. And then we're doing a DVD for those who, the high-tech guys. We're doing a DVD for King Biscuit music, and that'll be out probably by Christmas. And
this is like these festivals are like a big biker deal, or what?
Exactly right. Most of them are biker festivals.
Well, now I've lost New York.
You've lost. Can you hear me?
Bernie? I-Man?
I can hear the I-Man on the intercom. I can hear you on the intercom, Chief, but...
Can you hear me on the air?
Yes.
Now fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on air fine.
You do? I hear you now. Corky?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
I lost Corky.
You lose me?
I can hear Charles.
It's not the first time.
Well, you can hear me because I'm holding down our little talkback thing here, I-Man. At the same time, I'm talking live on the microphone.
Corky's doing a couple of lines off the floor. That's why
now we're back on.
Oh, okay.
Now I can hear Corky and I can hear Charles.
Excellent.
That's not fair, Bernie.
What happened? Do we know?
Engineering malfunction.
Oh, okay.
Sunspots.
These are festivals, Corky?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
a Lollapalooza deal or what?
Well, I wouldn't call them Lollapalooza deals. I'll call them festivals for anywhere from little kids from 5 years old to big kids and 70 years old.
Well, who are the other? Who are some of the other groups that are who are here?
I'll tell you who's been on. We actually were down in Pensacola with Willie Nelson and his crew, and then we went from there to work with Nazareth. You remember Nazareth?
Sure.
And Molly Hatchet, Leonard Skinner, who just lost their bass player, but they were wheeling him on stage anyway, so we knew he was not. That wasn't a good sign. Anyways, but you know, it's kind of. I don't want to get.
That's compassion.
I don't mean it that way at all. As a matter
Well,
of
how
fact.
did you mean it, Corky? Exactly.
I just meant that we were hoping he'd straighten his life out, before
But he
he was
didn't.
happy. He didn't. Well, he straightened out something, but not his life.
Yeah.
But
He went out with a smile.
yeah, well, I don't know, but I don't want to be mean about that because he was a real nice guy. But
But he died, right?
But he died, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, there's a lot of let's put it this way, there's a lot of what do they call it, retro stuff going on, and the other bands would be stuff. We were out to play a couple of dates with Peter Frampton. Leslie did a couple of dates with. Geez, I'm trying to think. A lot of the classic rock people.
Right, sure.
And I guess people are interested in it now. Before,
Yeah, they are.
I don't understand it myself, but actually, I was on to. I wasn't sure about this, Don, but somebody told me that you were a Wilkinson fan. The Wilkinsons, the country band from Nashville or from Canada. Is that true?
I've never heard of them.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, let's just break that one, shoot that one right out.
Use the razor.
Sorry, okay. Anyways, no, I brought that up for a reason because I'm trying to think of some new things, trying to make some new music. But in any case, that's what it is. Biker festivals. I mean, it's really funny to see these guys take off their helmets looking like your dentist or your accountant,
That's not that gospel group we like, is no,
That's the New Hensons.
Bo Donaldson. No, that's not Bo Donaldson. Bo what?
The New Hensons.
New Hensons.
Yeah, the New Hensons.
That's close. New Hensons. That's
Wilkinson. New Henson. Yeah.
Somebody called me and told me that. Oh, he's really Don's really on this band, and I said, oh, that's funny because I wrote a song and they were a #1 band, so I had a financial pleasure there last year. It was nice.
Oh, you did?
I stepped in a little poo-poo. Yeah, it was really great.
What was the song you wrote for him?
It was called 1999.
Huh?
And it was like, it wasn't a country song. It was just a song which, frankly, I couldn't remember writing. You talk about not remembering. And somebody just re-recorded it, and it was like this band became a #1 band out of Nashville and out of Canada. And somebody told me that, Don. I don't mean to, bore you.
It was the #1 country hit?
Yeah. #1, I got the thing and everything, the #1 hit, but the country still doesn't make the kind of coin that can cross over. But hey, it was still a financial pleasure, it was great.
Yeah, of course.
It was great. But anyways, the reason I brought that up is I just don't want to think that we're still just milking this cowbell to death,
Yeah, well,
which I am. Which I am.
You are.
Yeah, I am. I have to admit.
Well, if you're going to be at Westbury Music Fair and you don't play Mississippi Queen, what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's true, but
it's going to be ugly.
Get off the stage!
Stop. Yeah.
I want my money back!
Yeah, that's going to happen. So, play Mississippi Queen, or it's going to be a riot.
We're not doing that one tonight.
I just wonder what kind of riot,
Did you,
like the teeth are
did
falling
Mountain
out.
have any other hit other than Mississippi Queen?
Yes, we did, and I like to qualify that right now.
Okay, what was the other hit?
The other hit was called, let me think what the other hit was called. We did a song called Nantucket Sleigh Ride, which was what we call an underground hit. It was a big secret, as a matter of fact. But it was a big hit in Europe and stuff. We had a couple of songs that, they didn't take it out the way Mississippi Queen did, but they were well known. We get on stage and we play them. It's like Never in My Life was a single.
How would you explain the success of Mississippi Queen? Do you know what I mean? How would you explain it? How would you explain it?
Here we go.
Well, no, I'm just...
No, I got to tell you, I have no idea about that. Don't forget, we were on the same label at the time as the Cowsills. So you figure, go figure the promotion guy,
Leslie can sing, and he sounds good on it.
Yeah, he does. No, he still has his voice. I got to tell you, he's actually, I have to say, he put his life well back together.
Yeah, the guy can sing. So.
He gets the women he seems to draw. He has his girlfriend. It's just a killer. Beautiful. Yeah. I don't know what he has. He has his magic,
Is he fat again or not?
No, he's down to, he's trim. He's like, I tell you, he looks almost as good as Bernie.
Okay.
Almost as good as Bernie.
Well, Corky, we're out of time, but...
Okay, well, thank you.
Good luck. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you on the TV. And,
whatever.
And good luck out there. I mean, I'll see you when you get back, I guess, Don. And thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. Corky Laing, here in the Aftermarket program.
Thank you.
Mountain will be at the Westbury Music Fair on Sunday night.
Yeah.
And then they'll be on Wall Street Tuesday and down at some joint in Village at 4th and McDougal on Tuesday night. And then around the country, look for, these various festivals. Look for Mountain. And look for Corky behind the drums. So, either on the floor or... The Corky seems like he's straightening his life out a little bit. Well, in fact, a lot.
Yeah, I tell you, he looks terrific.
He looks good. He sounds good.
Looks good. Sounds good. He's cogent.
He knows where he is. He has a book. I mean, how bad can it be?
Remembers the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corky Laing here in the Imus in the Morning program.
Dixieland, pretty mama, come and take me by the hand. I want a hand, take me by the hand. Pretty mama, come and dance with your daddy all night long. I like to hear some funky Dixieland, pretty mama, come and take me by the hand. Imus in the morning.
Listen to this.
WFAN, New York. Test this thing on. All right now. Copyright 2001, Infinity Broadcasting. All your rights is reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN Westwood One Entertainment. Thank you very much.
Talk sports all day and wake up with Imus in the Morning from 5:30 to 10 a.m. here on The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. This is Rich Ackerman, 808-4330. Currently 79 degrees in Central Park, and that's what's happening. This is Rich Ackerman with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for the Imus in the Morning program, weekdays from 5:30 until 10.
Messina holds the set, and Eel swung on, hit in the air to deep left center. Knobloch going back, away back, looking up. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run home run for A-Rod. Well, they tempted fate, and Alex hit one into the retired numbers area, a 3-run home run, and the Rangers have a big, fat 4-0 lead.
There was a whole bunch of stuff wrong. Half the time I was out there, it seemed like if I tried to go up, it went down. If I was trying to go down, it went up. If I was trying to go off a corner, it ended up on the plate. It wasn't pretty.
2 outs here in the 10th. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and it is gloved by Alfonso. He can't make the play at second. It's a single for Moises Alou, and the Astros have won the ball game. Biggio scores from third. Alfonso made the dive in back of second and tried to corral it and get it to Ordonez in time, but Berkman there easily at second. He had no play on Biggio. Moises Alou, dribbler up the middle, is the game winner here tonight.
Sports Radio 66, a fan. WFAN, New York.
10:05 here in the Fan. Good morning, everybody. It's a cloudy and humid and overcast Friday, August 3rd. I'm Susan Waldman. I'll be here by myself today until 1 o'clock. Jody takes the 2 to 6 shift with Iron Eagle. Little moving around of parts today. Not a good day and night for the New York baseball teams. We'll get into that. We'll take a lot of phone calls today at 718-937-6666. Also, we'll take your fan instant access at WFAN.
The Imus Morning program, and, well, I just don't have any interest in this thing. Go to the Wobbly Moose in Lake Placid and buy everything they have there. It's owned by my daughter, Nadine Imus.
What do they sell?
Which I don't know. I invested heavily in it. I just don't know. I wrote them a check, and it's a lot of money, and I don't know what for.
Is it clothing? Is it
no, it's a restaurant, and they have they make Adirondack furniture, I think,
great.
and Nadine and Dave. And
it's very hot right now, Adirondack furniture.
Yeah, and Nadine's, you know Nadine, right, Chuck?
Lord, yes.
She's a great kid, and
terrific.
And I love her, and I
sweetie,
don't call me anymore and ask me for any more money because I'm not going to give it to you. In fact, give me the money you owe me. So they were going to, they always say, They said, well, I'll pay you back. I said, well, okay. But I don't, in my head, I think, the money's gone. They actually sent me a payment here a while back.
That's pretty
back
admirable.
in January, but then that was the last payment I got. But that's fine. Anyway, go to what the hell is it called?
The Wobbly.
Well, they change it every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The Wobbly Moose and Nadine and Dave, and they're both very nice people. And,
Where is it now?
I don't know. I think it's in Lake Placid.
Okay.
So, well, they weren't clear about all that, so exactly where it was, but they just said, we need this money. Could you please? And this was some time ago. But they here's another American Online Instant Message deal. Depending on the date and issue, depending on the date of issue and condition, I have this $2 bill somebody sent me. It could be worth up to $180, Charles. You know anything about that?
No, I did not know that.
Well, you know about everything else. God, there's nothing you can ask Charles that he doesn't know something
you said,
about.
is it usable? Is it valid? Yes, it is. But I don't know what it's worth as
It has Jefferson's
memorabilia or something.
It has Jefferson's picture on it.
George Wheezy.
Well, I guess it looks to me like it's a good one. I don't know what the date of it is, though.
It's right on the front.
Very good radio. Well, I can't see it. Ass face.
Get the magnifying glass out.
Right.
Almighty.
God, ass face.
Scrotum face.
Series 1995.
Well, what's the date? Well, damn it, I found it.
Well, whatever. Well, we'll try to work it out. And that's so wrong. The ABX Gary Condit tie sale going on. $99.57 for 4 Joseph Abboud ties. These are gorgeous ties, by the way.
What a great deal that is.
They were ordinarily selling for $49.57 each. And the ABX leather bomber jacket sale still going on at the ABX, and you figure
Can't
why.
keep them in stock. They cannot.
Actually, can't make enough of them. The ABX people supply the jackets for us, and we sell them for $357.57. Takes 6 to 8 weeks to get yours. But in the meantime, you get a Lion Weasel, Bald-Headed Geek, or Fat Loser T-shirt and a hat for free. That's a $50 bet. Not cheap hat, not cheap gas station giveaway hats or flimsy T-shirts. It's big-time stuff. And while you're on the phone, tell them you want some Imus Brothers coffee and some salsa and chips and stuff. And if not, you can go to ShopRite and get all 3 of them. And Stop and Shop starting to get on board, and Wall Bombs and a bunch of these other supermarkets around the country. The Autobody Express is open now. The number is 1-800-272-1957. Lots of times I'll drink that Imus Brothers stomach-friendly coffee. You ever had that, Charles?
I have. As a matter of fact, I can't tell it.
We're drinking that this morning, aren't we?
Yeah. We're drinking a regular Imus Brothers coffee or the stomach-friendly? Regular? Yeah, the stomach-friendly is for people like Joe.
What the hell is Joe wearing, Chief?
He's got on a fringe.
He looks like he mugged Jerry Spence.
I am the new Jerry Spence.
He has on a fringe jacket, and we caught him. I got up from my hideous nap yesterday, and he's walking around the ranch. It's about 90 degrees here.
Well, this is a lightweight.
Looks like
heavy
Liberace
fringe
on a
jacket.
Southwest tour.
Really?
Well, the question is this Buffalo Bill or Village People? I mean, that's really the question.
Village People.
Wow.
It is the latter.
You're going to catch me squatting on a cactus next.
I don't know. I mean, it's just...
Well, come on. You got to dress for the ranch. You can't...
Well, I don't
want to wear, a preppy button-down shirt.
Nobody wears stuff like that out here at the ranch.
You're going to get
You may have noticed.
Yeah, don't wear that into Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Wow, he doesn't look like a tourist at all.
I got a bar I can take you over to in Pecos, like guys like to see over there.
Is that a local? Turn the stool upside down.
Man, that's unbelievable.
Oh, God.
It's 14 to the hour here in the Imus Cinema.
You can light a cigarette up for Joe. Joe blends right in.
I do. Come on, I'm part of the landscape, for crying out loud. Wyatt loved it. Wyatt thought it was...
Wyatt is 3 years old. He's trying to be nice to you.
That's true. That's true, but he is my new best friend.
Joe tries to... adults all want to slap 5 with Wyatt, but he doesn't want to do that. So he says to Joe, only morons do that. Let's shake hands. And so
put me right in my place, didn't he?
Yeah. So it's a high 5 with 3-year-olds. I mean, he's just as tedious.
He did pick out a horse for me, though, as you know. We asked Wyatt which horse I should ride, and he told me. At first, he said, "Mr. Destiny, no way." We know why, but if we were up to Mr. Imus, I'd be on that horse today, wouldn't I?
Joe Hollander, who is really a dirtbag. Absolutely a dirtbag. I mean, that's just... Well, but really, I mean, you can't come out here and... Well, he'll never be out here again, so... But at any rate...
Joke's on.
He's a creep. But He said, well, he wanted to ride a horse. I said, well, a horse is really for the kids.
Right.
He was annoyed.
Well, maybe he thinks it's a doodle ranch.
He's a jerk. He really is a jerk. 13 till the hour here on the Imus Morning Program.
As I got on a city bus and found a vacant seat, I thought I saw my future bride walking up the street. I shouted to the driver, hey, conductor, you must slow down. I think I see her. Please let me off the bus. Nadine, honey, is that you? Oh, Nadine, honey, is that you? Seem like every time I see you, darling, you got something else to do. Imus in the morning.
For the second straight year, Motor Week has voted Lincoln
77 degrees. This report's brought to you by Continental Airlines. Being on time shouldn't be a perk. Continental Airlines ranked #1 in on-time performance among the major U.S. airlines for the year 2000. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. I'm Lori McNichol for the Mohegan Sun Fan Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports rolls on.
Bell, Neal, swung on, and there goes to right. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Oh, what a shot, and it went into the mezzanine, where balls never go.
But that one did. Good morning. This is John Minka, Budweiser. Good morning. This is John Minka with sports. That Paul O'Neill home run described by John Sterling on WABC Radio. One of 5 Yankee home runs on the night. The Yankees are up on the Red Sox 4.5 games in the American League East today after their 9-7 win over the Texas Rangers. Mark McGwire, career home run 573, ties Harmon Killebrew for 5th on the all-time home run list. Barry Bonds hit his 46th home run last night, on pace to hit close to 70. What you should pay attention.
Make it,
no, he's not. And you know what? I'll tell you something. This pace stuff. This pace stuff is overrated. Right now, he's on a pace to hit close to 70, somewhere along the lines of 68 to 69. But keep in mind here that McGwire hit a flock of home runs in the month of September, and particularly the closing week to reach 70. So basically, these statistics that say, well, he's on pace to do this, he's on pace to do that. Sure, he's on pace to do this and that as long as he hits a flock of home runs the last couple of weeks of the season to pad it up to get up to 70 home runs. So I'm not paying too much attention to that. What you should pay attention to is that the Giants are two games back of the Dodgers for first in the National League West. Arizona a half game back, and the Mets won 10 innings in Houston yesterday, 8-2. There are a couple of items, Imus, I want to discuss here.
All right.
First of all, that 3 years, $13 million for Hakeem Olajuwon in Houston. The Raptors offering 3 years, a little over 16. Now, on the surface, and we've talked about throughout the course of this morning, that, lack of loyalty and all that stuff. He should have stayed there for the money and all this type of thing. But I would say this about Olajuwon, and I know during the course of last season, he spoke a little bit about disloyalty on the part of the Rockets. His minutes went down. His production went down. Some of it's because of injuries, but I think that privately, maybe some people in the Houston organization said when he came back with a 3-year proposal, and they said, uh-oh. I think sometimes people in the Rocket organization feel that, without a doubt, his best years are behind him.
That's what I said. I said there had to be other issues.
Well, I gave you some of the other issues.
Well, yeah, but you were suggesting it was only money, right, Charles?
Mm-hmm. He wants to play with a contender, Vince Carter, and the Raptors are playoff material.
He's still got a
team rather than a team that sucks.
Well, he's still got to prove he can play, though. I mean, it gives the Raptors their first legitimate center, basically, ever.
Okay.
And he gets to wear 34 now that Charles Oakley is gone.
Well,
there you go.
I've read his ad.
Well, I just didn't like your suggestion that it was just simply a money deal.
Right.
Well, I think in some respects, you take a look at the surface, 17 years with the Houston Rockets. Not much difference between the money, especially the correlation between the Canadian dollar, or whatever they call it up there, and the American yen. And, the situation, I mean, really.
It's like the deal with you and Sid. I mean, clearly there's some ugliness there, and I would point out that you actually won that competition.
Right.
So, yes, I did. And
I don't know what you're bitching about.
There are lingering issues that you need to deal with.
There are some issues.
You need to deal with them. All right, let me talk to you now about, I don't know.
Well, the heat humidity index was 110.
Oh, God.
And they were in full pads, the whole thing.
Wonder what happened.
Yeah.
30 minutes after the hour. All right, here now on the Imus in the Morning program, our old friend Scott Muni. Scotto.
So then Nina Blackbush says to Martha Quinn, you seen Mark Goodman's penis yet? And Martha says no, and Nina goes, well, don't worry, neither has he. And they start laughing hysterically. I mean, they can't catch their breath until after a few minutes, Martha gains enough composure to say, you really want to see a small wiener? You should check what? Oh, Scotto here with you. And well, it was August 1st, 1981, when a British one-hit wonder band known as the Buggles ushered in a new musical era by being the first video aired on a then-fledgling television network. The song, a supposedly prophetic yet completely forgettable ditty entitled Video Killed the Radio Star. If only it were true. Because a billion jump cuts, atonal guitar riffs, and Madonna makeovers later, MTV is celebrating its 20th anniversary, yet radio star Don Imus still lives. I'm feeling somewhat nostalgic, reminiscing about all the great moments MTV has brought us through the years. Musical legends such as Milli Vanilli, MC Hammer, and that oily little Chicano who sang Rico Suave. DJs like Alan Hunter, Jesse Camp, and Downtown Julie Brown. Pop culture icons all. Once household names, now singing medleys of their hit at your local Holiday Inn lounge or stocking cases of cheese in a can at Walmart. Video didn't kill the radio star. Video killed the video star. Who besides Madonna and Aerosmith have really stood the test of time? And they almost don't count, because the material girl changes her image more often than she changes her underwear. And Steven Tyler's only alive because he's injecting himself with formaldehyde. Michael Jackson's too busy running his monkey daycare center and touching the next-door neighbor's kids to even put out another album. Boy George's career is so dead, he couldn't jump-start it if he just went ahead and became Girl George. And today, the only way you can hear the voices of those blonde brothers from Hanson is if you travel to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and stop at the drive-through window at Taco Bell. So what are the contributions MTV's made to society, besides spearheading the reality TV boom, where now our suspicions that people are really just a bunch of self-serving a-holes is validated on a daily basis? Have they truly shaped our culture? Well, the music video influence has affected the way we watch TV and movies. Frenetic editing, handheld crass zoom shots can now be found in everything from Coke commercials to political campaign ads. And I guess you can attribute our blasé attitude towards the first MTV VJ to occupy the White House, getting a Hummer in the Oval Office from a 21-year-old intern, to the fact that if it had only been videotaped, it'd be on a power rotation as the latest Madonna video. Still, you have to be thankful for MTV's influence, because if there's one thing they can be given credit for, it's reducing the Andy Warhol 15 minutes of fame to roughly 3.5 minutes. So now insufferable figures like Idalis, Kennedy, and Duff burn out almost as quickly as they come to shine. And if that means from this point forward, we'll be subjected to sensations like Vanilla Ice and Pauly Shore for a shorter period of time, well then, somebody should give a Nobel Prize to Bob Pittman. Happy 20th anniversary, MTV. F you.
The opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange, sponsored by buyandhold.com. Investing to explore and become a better investor, become a buy and holder. Check it out, buyandhold.com.
Rock and roll and pick up ladies in the Mercedes-Benz. Now I got a hot daughter, but I can't hold my water wearing spandex over the pants. Playing bigger ball kicks cause I can't sex a chicks. It's probably time I call it quits. Look stupid when you dance in Santabelle pants and you suffer from the rheumatism like this. Was found in the morning, all the worldwide touring was the time I really knew how to live. Used to make it with groupies, now I can't make a poopy unless I take a little laxative. Me and Joe Perry all night making berry, smoking weed and drinking champagne. Watching ladies get excited, now I find them nearsighted and my bifocals hang from a chain. And the nurse saying, your walker's this way, 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 your walker's this way. I can't take a whiz. Now
now I'm just a spectator, cause my crazy days are all through. Life was an adventure, but I gotta get dentist cream corn's about all I can chew. Used to do acid, and my wiener is flaccid, only boners on when I reminisce. Yeah, me and Mick Jagger gonna buy Viagra with a Medicare benefits like this. The end is near, my rock and roll career isn't just about to come full swing. Can't be a child climber when you got the Alzheimer's thing, and I don't wanna miss a thing. Where my dog's at down at the dog track, notes pinned to the sweaters that say, getting old is no fun, so if Jenny's got a gun pointed at my head and blow me away, cause the nurse say, your walker's this way, 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 your walker's this way.
Shut up. Well, just shut up while I'm introducing Francesa, Fred. Is the one half of Mike and the Mad Dog, and a man who hosts his own nationally syndicated sports football show on Sunday mornings around the country, Mike Francesa. Good morning, Mr. Francesa.
Good morning, Don.
So I can say hi to my brother, Fred.
Hello, Fred. How are you?
I've lost all confidence in your ability to pick games.
I never had any in yours.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Have you ever heard an announcer in your life kiss up to an analyst as much as Breen kisses up to Lofton? Good point, James. You would have caught that, James.
I know this sounds a little funny, Mike, but some people do work with people that they actually enjoy being with.
We know one thing, Brady. It's not early in the morning for you.
This will be the first week we're going to see one announcer choke another one.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Are you losing your hair? Hi, I'm C. Richard & Son. Now open 24/7 at PCRichard.com.
If you want action and some real satisfaction, you can always go. Resort. Just listen to the music of the happy people winning. All the hottest games and shows, and that's just the beginning. How can you choose? The slots are much looser there. You can forget all your troubles. Enjoy our life there. You're at Resort. All of your friends are there. Resort. Our people really care. Resort. Everything's waiting for you.
What's waiting for you at Resorts Atlantic City? Nights are hotter with Gladys Knight, July 13th through 15th, and Bob Newhart, America's Favorite, August 17th through 19th. Call Ticketmaster at 1-800-736-1420.
Resort. Everything's waiting for you.
Cool! A Ferris wheel! Hey, the Ovaltine man!
Only on Lifetime.
You know, a dude goes over and changes his clothes here about every 15 minutes, you know, Charles.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the bunkhouse is right across the street from the studio, and
So he has costume changes?
well, I mean,
Good Lord.
Was he Rod Stewart?
man, it's just
That's sad.
Well, it's just beyond weird.
Look at this, Don.
And I've just received some information here.
Yeah.
That we may talk with Mariah Carey tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that.
Right.
All right.
If she's up to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through a tough time.
Well.
Yeah, she is.
Just depressed.
What's the deal with the record, Lou? Just completely stiff out on her? Or?
Yeah, the sales are not good. It's not, the single is not selling.
Mm-hmm.
Until they actually went to number 2 on the charts when they reduced the price to 49 cents per single.
Right.
But that's a weak number 2.
What is the name of the single?
Loverboy.
Loverboy.
That's not any good.
Sucks.
The video's outstanding.
I'd like to give it some therapy my damn self.
Pretty heavy rotation.
Is the video any good?
She struts around in it half naked, and they sort of airbrush out her Drew Carey-like middle.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Works for me.
Very appealing.
Oh, I see. I couldn't tell whether you were kidding or not, so. Because she's got that big old Drew Carey gut on her, doesn't she?
Not in the video. It's an excellent use of art.
No. Bernie and I, but Bernie initially, accurate to point out that we thought the genesis of her exhaustion was the fact that of her attempts to button her pants, but or could explain the pronounced Texas she's developed here. Just trying to get those
pants up.
Trying to get that sucker to close. Get them Guess jeans, what the hell she's wearing, trying to... Yeah. Man, got a girl walking around with a big old floppy gut on her, but I don't know. Well, we'll talk to her tomorrow, see what's up. Sure. You know, see what's up.
Yeah, Imus in the morning. In your shorts, 2020 Sports.
Good morning, this is John Benko with Sports. The Minnesota Vikings return to practice today, Imus, following the heat-related death of offensive tackle Corey Stringer. He died of organ failure after suffering a heat stroke at practice.
I believe Charles had that story about 10 minutes ago.
Yes, he did. And I thought we have not addressed that situation here this morning. Warner brought it up yesterday as the information broke yesterday, but I thought we'd, talk a little bit about that and some of the ramifications that might rupture through the National Football League. Basically, to me, not much is going to change in the NFL or college or high school as far as workouts. Teams are going to practice in the heat. But I think that it provides a greater awareness to heat stroke and the problems and of being in the heat period. And I mean, I'm talking about awareness to everyone in heat and humidity. No matter what you're doing, you have to have the...
You sound incoherent.
No,
Shut up.
I'm telling you... What?
Well, you sound like you're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Really? I mean, have some Gatorade and do sports. Be quiet.
I'm talking about...
You're like a moron.
No, wait a minute. I'm talking about being aware, having the proper fluids in your body, and if you're a little bit out of shape, being aware of the fact that, the heat could be a factor here.
Okay, fine.
Well, the guy vomited 3 times during practice. So.
Well, I mean, I think...
Could have been a clue, maybe, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think that these are questions that are going to be answered. What problems was he having?
They're not going to be answered. They're going to be asked. We don't know if they'll be answered or not.
Well, hopefully they will be answered. Who was aware?
Really, I'm telling you, don't do anything unless you're reading it. Because you're just so cold. This is pathetic.
He's trying to make a point.
He's making no point.
I am making a good point. I'm making the point that whether you're playing football or any type of sports,
stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, right,
Move on.
Pay attention to the heat.
That's great. Move on.
Drink something when you're hot.
Okay, move on.
Yes.
Have some Gatorade. So we do out here at the ranch. Make the kids drink water and Gatorade.
There you go. Exactly right.
Move on.
All right, the Raptors and Rockets expected to announce the sign and trade today. Akeem Olajuwon spent 17 years with the Rockets. So where's the loyalty? Mayor wanted him back. The owner, coach, disappointed.
Oh, shut up.
Go ahead.
They offered to dream 3 years.
Don't tell Mako to shut up.
No, we're telling you to
shut
up.
They're telling you to pipe down.
I see.
Permanently. Absolutely.
I see. Permanently? That's a little harsh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Heat stroke. Dehydrated.
3 years. 3 years and $13 million, and Toronto offered 3 years, $16.7 million. But I think that there are some underlying situations here.
As I pointed out earlier this morning, and I was poo-pooed by you.
Well,
was I or not, Charles?
Yes, you were.
Yeah. In fact, you were very dismissive of the I-Man's observations, Mako, and suggesting it was all about money. And I said, well, there's some other issues here that we're going to find out about. Could be a babe, could be...
I don't think it's that.
Front office thing with some people sick of him.
Don't know.
That could very well
Who knows?
I'll go with B on your list.
What would that be?
Management there. With the
it could very easily could be, yeah.
He's been with them 17 years. He's got to look like Nelson Mandela by now.
But he's going to have to prove something when he goes to Toronto. I mean, the Raptors get their first bona fide center here, and he's going to play along with Antonio Davis. But the fact is, now he did have some injuries a year ago. But, after 17 years, he's still got to put up some numbers in addition to get the playing time that he wants.
Gotcha.
All right, home runs aplenty last night in Major League Baseball for Cardinal first sacker Mark McGwire. Career home run 573 off Greg Maddux. That ties Harmon Killebrew for 5th on the all-time list.
He swings at a high fly ball. Looks like he's going to Killebrew. It is over the center field fence, and it's 3-0. He catches Killebrew.
And he did. Mike Shannon on KMOX Radio in St. Louis. Home run 46 for Barry Bonds. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks lose. The Giants win. Arizona trails LA by a half game of the West. I'm just listening to you here.
Well, I mean, I'm sick of hearing about Harmon Killebrew and...
Why?
And, well, I don't know.
That's a monumental home run for Mark McGwire last night.
Well, when he passes Hank, why, then let me know.
Well...
You're not going to pass Hank, is he?
No, I don't think so. No, but he has a chance to pass Frank Robinson, who's next on the list.
Well, I don't want him to pass Frank either.
You don't?
No, I like Frank Robinson.
I do.
How many does Frank Robinson have?
586, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And what's McGuire have now?
573. I think that those are the numbers.
Well, of course, Frank didn't not being all jacked up on stuff from some nutrition center.
No,
a bunch of Lance Armstrong kind of, you know what I'm saying?
No cork in the bat.
He stayed hydrated.
Yeah. Exactly. Frank Robinson was hydrated, used an ordinary bat, and wasn't jacking around with a corked ball, or bat or whatever.
No batting gloves.
That's exactly right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the Yankees hit 5 home runs in a 9-7 win over the Rangers.
Well, that's odd to hear.
That's irritating.
What are these issues now with you and Sid Rosenberg, Mink?
Well, it's yes and no. Basically, there's no issue between me and Sid, but you know what? There's something that happened yesterday that, going through the WFAN.com website that kind of alarmed me a little bit. And there's competition between me and Sid. We all know that.
I understand there's real resentment in the bullpen over sports funk. But my boys, Stefan and Montero, have you heard that, Lou, Bernie?
Why is that?
I haven't really heard it.
I haven't heard any dissension about it, no.
Shouldn't be.
I have some reports here.
No, yeah.
Just under the surface.
Get out of that bed. Wash your face and hands. Get out of that bed. Wash your face and hands. Well, you get in that kitchen, make some noise with the pots and pans.
On deck. Our weather mostly sunny, hot, and increasingly humid today with a high in the low 90s. Muggy tonight, the low back in the low 70s, and right now it's 79 degrees. This report's brought to you by Continental Airlines. Being on time shouldn't be a perk. Continental Airlines ranked #1 in on-time performance among the major U.S. airlines for the year 2000. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. I'm Lori McNichol for the Mohegan Sun Fan Highway Patrol.
If you can't come around, at least please a telephone.
Boy, he's talking. I went back 4 nights straight, man. I went back 4 nights straight and heard that guy do that. He said, he'd soften up, he'd say, I don't. He'd shake his head and say, I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I he'd say, well then I don't want to stop thinking of me. Man, he sung the hell out of the song, man. I was on the table looking at him. Get him off. Get him off.
Imus in the morning.
17 years delivering the mail.
And 66, WFAN and CBS 2.
Let's get this straight, okay? Copyright 2001, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. You understand that? Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment. Are we together on this, sweetheart?
Wake up with Imus in the morning from 5:30 to 10 a.m. and drive home with Mike and the Mad Dog from 1 to 6:30 in the afternoon. Here on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning, 10 o'clock. This is John Minka. And the pitch from Jackson.
Jr. At ease, as you were. Disappointing news this morning, men. The full-fledged, unbridled, blood and guts, hairy butt, wild-ass war we were all looking forward to in the days and weeks immediately ahead is off.
Raw deal. Fuck that.
All right, at ease, at ease. I understand your frustration.
What happened? Did peace break out, sir?
Worse, surrender.
Oh, no.
Sadly, oh yes. The news is in from the competing business programming camps, men, of the Commie News Network.
CNN?
Yes, and the Cowards News Broadcast Consortium.
CNBC?
Correct.
And the news sucks, sir?
Like Monica Lewinsky had a past president's toga party, Private. Before the first shot is fired, CNBC has raised the white flag in the impending showdown between Ron Insana,
nerd with the naked noggin,
and CNN's Lou Dobbs.
Chris Farley with portfolio.
Correct.
Well, what happened? Why did Insana surrender, sir?
Not so much why, Private. That'll have to wait further analysis. But rather, how? You people recall the grand enticement Insana dangled that was supposed to induce us to watch CNBC's Business Center as it squares off against Dobbs' money line dribble, right?
Yes, sir. As the private recalls it, sir, Insana said that he was going to have on a guest star who was one shot short of Jesus insofar as his business acumen was concerned, sir.
Right.
Suggesting that if we didn't tune in, the consequence would be we'd all lose our ass to the point that Priceline.com would look like the success story of the century by way of comparison, sir.
Trifle garrulous and rambling, Private, but essentially correct.
Thank you, sir. Private just likes to approach these things with the kind of precision that the general in his staff...
Shut up.
Shutting up, sir.
Well, here's what happened, boys. After Insana implied that his opening salvo in Business Center versus Dobbs' money line would be, well, who? Certainly somebody from the very highest echelon, an Alan Greenspan, perhaps, Fed chairman, or possibly even George W. Bush, the commander-in-chief himself, wouldn't you say?
Sounded like it to me.
How's that? I said, wouldn't you concur, soldier?
That was the impression I got.
I can't hear you. Sound off like you had something in your asset bag other than a certificate for Cisco, you sissy.
I said, sir, Insana made it sound like he was going to have God on. I'm agreeing with you, you dried out, washed up, senile moron.
Now, that's more like it. Well, hate to disappoint you, but the guest of such acclaim and enormity that Insana was about to have an orgasm over is Waleed bin Talal.
Begging the general's pardon, but Waleed how many? Who the hell is that?
And right there's the problem, Private. Insana's firing across Lou Dobbs' bow something with the throw weight of a candy fart. He's some Saudi Arabian prince whose daddy gave him the zillion barrels of oil that he is now stiffing you with at the gasoline pump.
That's it? Insana's first big guest is some dome of the rock slurpy jockey who's distinguished himself by coming out of the country that's harboring Idi Amin and screwing me over on high test?
Pathetic, isn't it?
Hell, that ain't surrendering, sir. That's dropping your drawers, grabbing your ankles, and waving your fanny in the air and saying, the water's fine, come on in.
Tell me about it. The only kind of yield that'll be relevant on this program will be Insana saying, take me, Lou, I'm yours. Thank you for your attention, people. Watch your wallets.
I'm watching the nanny.
25 after the hour here on the Iverson Morning Program. Please now welcome to the Iverson Morning Program from CNBC, our old friend Ron Insana. Good morning, Mr. Insana.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So
There's some very, very funny people in your establishment.
We're not trying to be funny.
Well, it is funny. It was a very humorous piece.
We're concerned. We're concerned.
There's no need to be concerned.
By the way, we have Lou on this morning at 5
I heard that, yeah.
Okay, any message for him?
Wish him best of luck.
No, that's not the message. No. That's what's wrong. That's the problem.
Where's the fire in the belly, baby?
The message is, you're going down, you fat bastard. That's the message.
I must break you.
Good.
That's it, Lord.
I must break you.
Yeah.
Come on, give it
Yes,
up.
I'll do my best Dolph Lundgren impersonation.
I must break you, Lou.
So got a piece of ham. Best of luck. You don't wish him any. You want him to have a heart attack. You don't want any best of luck.
I would never wish anybody ill health, and you know that.
Come on.
Well, you want failure. You want him to have some kind of satellite problem where the screen goes blank. That's what you want. You want his guest to cancel on him.
Well, it'll be interesting that we're both going to be talking to Sandy Weil on the same night. So that the head of Citigroup, that should be interesting. We've chatted with Sandy. Steve Frank, who was off interviewing the Prince, caught up with Sandy Weil from Citigroup, so he'll be visiting with us all day on Monday and again on Business Center. So.
What is I don't know.
Sandy Weil's the head of Citigroup, the largest banking institution in the world, in the country.
What would be a question you would ask him?
What's going on with the economy, Fed interest rates?
How do you know?
Well, he's about as close to knowing as anybody can get in the professional sector. I mean, he's got a finger on that pulse. I mean, he's got a multinational banking company that has a very high consumer exposure, very high business exposure, international exposure. So they see economic trends long before anybody else. And
when is the guy who is single-handedly responsible for all of us having to pay $3 a gallon for gas going to be on?
Well, I don't think that would be an accurate characterization of the Prince's role in the price of oil worldwide.
Where's he from?
Where is he from?
He is from Saudi Arabia.
What's Saudi Arabia got?
Yeah.
What are they sitting on?
Yeah.
They have a fair amount of oil.
Yeah, that's some oil, don't they?
Is he a member of the governing family?
Yes, I do.
Case closed.
Oh, yeah, yes, he is.
Is it? Okay, case
He's a
closed.
member of the ruling family.
Well, okay.
Ruling, governing.
Case closed.
Done.
Ask him. Why? Here's the first question out of the box. Is it going to be on live or?
No, this is a 4-part series. Steve went to to Khan and visited him on his yacht in the Mediterranean, and then traveled down to Saudi Arabia and went to his palace.
That's what we want to see, is some Slurpee jockey on a yacht that's 100 feet long, and meanwhile we're in a gas line.
Right.
I mean, that's, God, what are you, I mean, that's...
I'm sailing with Habib in the Dead Sea.
He's one of the best investors in the world and has very strong... And listen, nobody else has got him. I mean, it's...
No, nobody else wants him. Nobody else wants him.
What, you couldn't get Saddam Hussein?
Guys, I think we're going to have a little off-site later about the notion of support.
Hey, Ron, here's our message for you. Good luck. Ron and Santa here on the Imus program.
Last time TAP toured America, they were booked into 10,000-seat arenas and 15,000-seat venues. And it seems that now, on the current tour, they're being booked into 1,200-seat arenas, 1,500-seat arenas. And I was just wondering, does this mean the popularity of the group is waning?
No, not at all. I just think that their appeal is becoming more selective.
Imus in the morning. Hello, and welcome back to Cable Talk, the show dedicated to people's...
Loser that he is. Let's start with... Loser?
Yeah.
Let's start with 1995, when he and Pat Riley couldn't get along. Checkers pulled the old power play, so, of course, Riley had to leave town. And then, of course, we remember 1999, guys, when the Knicks are about to upset the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. But before that...
What do you mean Riley had to leave town? He faxed his resignation from his...
Coward.
A cowardly, sniveling worm that he was.
I don't disagree with that, but Checkers was breaking his balls. I mean, Pat Riley wanted to run this team. He wanted to be...
Hey, watch your language, Chrome-Dome.
Well, I'm just saying that Dave Checkers doesn't let people do their job. He wanted to fire Van Gundy, too, but then he loved Van Gundy, but then he's on the phone with Phil Jackson a couple of minutes later.
Well, you got to cover your bases.
Van
Gundy's still here.
He fired Neil Smith, and he fired John Muckler, and you know what he should do, honestly, on the way out today? He should fire Glenn Sather, and fire Ron Lowe, and fire Jeff Van Gundy, and take everybody with him. Why go out alone, Dave? Come on, Dave, take everybody with you. May as well take me anyway, because this is my last day after Thursday.
Well, we don't know that. Because on Thursday, it'll be Sid Rosenberg against John Minko.
Right.
Jury's out.
And judging Sid will be Mike Breen, Mike Lupica, Boomer Esiason, Deirdre Imus, J.D. Hayworth, the congressman from Arizona, Monterey Ivy, Stefan Dweck, Dick Cavett, Joseph Aboud, Chris Russo, Mike Francesa, and Mike Lupica. Did I say Lupica?
Yeah, you said Lupica. He's one of the few guys I trust in this competition is Lupica.
Oh, no, let's not. Oh, no. Oh, God, this is pathetic.
And let me tell you this. What an article in today's Daily News about the Mets. He pegged it right on the head. It's not the money they didn't spend. It's the money they wasted on guys like Zeal and Ventura. Lupica couldn't be any more right. He's a genius.
Way to go,
Lupica. I love Lupica. Lupica. Fast.
Please welcome to the Imus in the Morning program the aforementioned
Mikey Lupica.
Mike Lupica. Mikey.
Hit the nail on the head, Mike. Perfect column today.
Shut up, Sid.
Is there any way I can get out of jury duty?
No, of course not. I tried to get my wife to. Of course, she's got stuff she has to do this morning, but I tried to get her to go on twice. At me, she won't go on. So Breen, we can't get a hold of Breen. It's like any get a cooperation out of anybody. You're the only person we can get to go on.
Hey, do you really truly fantasize about politicians having sex?
No, I mean
it's kind of troubling, and I just wonder. Do you find yourself thinking about Republicans more, Democrats more, moderates, liberals? Who do you kind of see doing it more?
I think it's a physical thing.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with it.
It's not like a turn on.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. In fact, it repulses me. Now, is Sid right about Checkers?
No.
There's not.
Great article, Mikey. Great job.
I really can't get into a debate about this with him, because if it goes on too long, it would sound like I'm the crazy person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm the one who wasn't medicated today.
Well, why did what did Checkers do that was good, and should he have been fired?
No, I don't think he should have, but I think that James Dolan wants to run the Garden now, which he has a perfect right to do. Right. And I just think that this is going to be they're going to revert to the way it was back in the 80s, where nobody could make a decision. And I wrote about this today. Checkers hardly had a perfect 10-year run, but he made 12 fortunes for the company from the time he became president of the Garden. They went to the NBA Finals twice. And as for Riley leaving in '95, which, what a General Patton-like exit that was, where he got accused of tampering and found guilty of tampering and fined $1 million. Ever since he's been in Miami, he can't beat the Knicks in the playoffs.
No.
And the Knicks went back to the finals without him.
Very good point.
I mean, the dumbest thing that Dave did, and he knows it, was not that he talked to Phil Jackson during the playoffs that year, because he would have been stupid not to find out if Jackson was interested. It was lying about it. When he got caught, he lied about it, and he paid a pretty big price for that. But
just like me and my business center position, and that is that I think between Lou and Ron, I think you got to leave your options open. Don't you agree, Mike?
You cannot get locked into a losing position, because pretty soon you're in a Bill Bradley for president type thing. And, who wants to be in that corner slugging your way out?
Thank you, Mike. We'll see you Thursday.
Goodbye.
Mike Lupica here in the Imus Morning Program. You're sitting there shaking your head, making faces when Mike is talking. What do you mean? Mike Lupica's full of it?
Yeah, because he's friends with Jackets.
No, he's not.
Here's the stat for you, okay? 120, 162, and 46. That's the Rangers' record over the last 4 years without a postseason appearance. Don't tell me that the only bad thing he did was lie about Pat Riley. He fired Ernie Grunfeld. All Grunfeld did was bring over Marcus Camby and Latrell Sprewell. You can't have Lupica talk about Dave Checketts. That'd be like me talking about my brother-in-law.
Well, not being that articulate.
No, he loves the guy. These guys are friends.
This is outrageous.
Because Lupica gets a great seat on the court every time, you're saying?
Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is
one
that
of the premier sports reporters in the country.
I'm not saying he's not. All I'm saying in this specific issue, he's probably not the guy to talk to, because him and Checketts are buddies. Checketts sucked. He destroyed the Rangers. He destroyed the Knicks. He blew the cable deal with the Yankees.
How about the players that play? You got a bunch of toothless, uneducated
what did they do?
goobers on the. There's nobody dumber on the planet who puts on pants than hockey players.
Yeah, but
they're even dumber than baseball players who are pretty stupid.
No, I agree with that, but he's the guy who let these players come in. I mean, Dave at the end made that choice, didn't he?
Okay, here's Lupica back. Yes, Lou.
I got to run over to the kids' school, but can I vote now?
Mama, he's crazy. Crazy over me. In my life is where he says he always wants to be. I've never been so loved. He beats all I ever see. Mama, he's crazy. He's crazy over me. Imus in the morning.
Well, if you're a Lima Glass was their thing. If she had only won that deal that night at Club Manhattan, I never would have even had to go to trial, because I would have had 2 extra places to hide the gun. You got to have a really strong self-image to wear that kind of shit. That's why I'm surprised that Julia Roberts went as conservative as she did. With an ego like hers, you would have thought she would have shown up in 2 Band-Aids and a cork. Because when this hoe gave her acceptance speech, I wonder who she thought she was talking to, because I know she thought she was the only person in the room. All that don't be playing no music, I'm going to be up here a while. Bitch, please. Look, you only got that Oscar because on their ad campaign for you, Universal spent the equivalent of the gross national product of a small European country. The movie you should have got the Oscar for was Pretty Woman, because that's obviously the role that required you to do the most acting. Because, girl, I got 2 words for you. Oral surgery. Pull out them chicklet teeth you got in your mouth and buy yourself some dental implants. Gabby Hayes had a better smile. And speaking of ugly-ass bitches, what the dilly with Sarah Jessica Parker? How that Bezo get any sex in the city looking like an anteater? Now, that's just one man's perspective. I know y'all think I'm just another typical misogynistic rap artist. I love women. I worship women. I put bitches up on pedestals because it's easier to see up their dresses that way, and it's easier to pick them off that way.
Hi, this is Elvis Presley. I guess the first thing people want to know is why I can't stand still when I'm singing. Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess. Singing rhythm and blues really knocks it out. I watch my audience and listen to them, and I know that we're all getting something out of our system, and none of us knows what it is. The important thing is that we're getting rid of it, and nobody's getting hurt.
Imus in the morning.
Are you losing your hair?
This workstation 3.5 hours before his first broadcast.
I mean, this is a guy who is just a psychopath.
He's
obsessive compulsive. He definitely.
He's like the Ted Knight of sports, this guy.
Yeah.
Just checking, calling in and let you know I'm around. If something comes up, I'm available.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
What'd you do? What did you do? What did you do? I went out like I took the phone. I went like this.
You licked
Rick Ackerman's
Yeah,
phone.
why not lick
Oh,
his
my
phone?
God. Did he die? Did he faint?
No, he handed it to me.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Good morning. I'm Lisa Ritchie with the Mohegan Sun Fan Highway Patrol on the westbound Cross Bronx at the Alexander Hamilton.
Luxurious two-room suite at the Metropolitan Correction Center in Miami, Florida. It's me, Generalissimo Manuel Antonio Noriega. And not for nothing, but I'm still waiting for my f***ing pardon. 10 years I've been in this hellhole, and I'm looking at another 30. And for what? A little drug trafficking, racketeering, money laundering. I'm stuck here for the next 30 years while people like that fat piece of stamp collector, Dan Rostankowski, is out there walking around a free man. I didn't hurt nobody. I was just a businessman who distributed a product that made people happy. I mean, what did that sleazy thief Mark Rich ever do for mankind? Other than write a book about 6 ways to leading a rich life, while neglecting to mention the 2 that he availed himself of, embezzling and becoming a tax fugitive. But do I have some hot steaming blonde ex-wife ponying up a couple of bucks to grease the commutation wheels for me? Let me answer that for you. No way, essay. I'm SOL, in the same boat as Webb Hubble and Michael Milliken, the manatee-looking loser and the rug-wearing money maricon. Boy, I'm in good company, huh? I'm telling you right now, this whack job, Robert Pickett will end up getting pardoned before I do. That is, if they even convict him. There's always that insanity defense thing. Like writing suicide notes to the IRS and then firing shots at the White House could ever be misconstrued as normal behavior. I love how the media describes these lunatics. A disturbed, troubled loner who pretty much kept to himself. Well, I think someone who takes shots at the White House probably does have a little difficulty making friends. Although I wouldn't be surprised to find out he'd been writing love letters to Julianne Moore, especially seeing as she's got the Jodie Foster part in that new Hannibal movie. He's lucky none of those shots hit anybody. Not that any of them had to actually land to cause serious damage, because I'm sure Dick Cheney was walking around painting over the Bush Sox graffiti left in his office, and you know and I know the last thing he needs to hear is gunfire outside his window. Poor bastard. He's not even in the job a month, and already he's been under the desk popping nitroglycerin pills like they were f***ing peds. I mean, he should try to at least get used to it, because unfortunately, these types of things happen quite often to modern political figures. In fact, about the only thing that surprised me about the situation was that the raving lunatic in front of the White House with the gun wasn't James Carville. Not that he'd ever do something like that, because not only would he not get a presidential pardon, his old lady Mary would kick his serpent-headed ass.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Imus in the morning.
Stop at Tim McVeigh. Andy?
I don't know what you think about this idea of bringing in an Access Hollywood crew when they plug Timothy McVeigh into the dearly departed Drip next month, but I think we may be on to something. Actually, when you think about it, what they ought to do, probably, is make it available on a pay-per-view basis. Give the money to the families of the victims. You can make a fortune. Anyway, it's gotten me to thinking that this could set a very enviable precedent. First, Mr. McVeigh, and then, are you kidding me? I think there's any number of people who we'd buy a ticket to see the juice get shot to them. Sort of the ultimate reality show, I guess. Put it on once a week. Call it, I don't know, Non-Survivor, maybe, or Who Wants to Be a Cadaver? Have Regis host the big debut. But only the debut, because the next week, Regis would be the show. As the producer, that'd be me, snuff that tedious bastard. Fact of the matter is, I can't tell you how many people I'm so sick of that I wish we could make Tim McVeigh's ticket punching an assembly line event. I've gathered just a random sampling of their photographs on my desk here. You see all this? Yeah. Sort of Rooney's roster of cable carnage. People who I sure as heck would pay to watch them go toes up, and I'll bet you would too. Like this fellow here. This is Lou Dobbs. I don't have anything particularly against Lou. I just like to watch him die. So would NBC, I'd bet, as Lou leaves them with a knife in the back and returns to CNN's Moneyline program. Let's see. Oh, yes, here's Katie Couric. That's pretty cold, Andy, you say. Sorry, she makes me want to gag. Here's Trent Lott, the Senate Majority Leader, a loudmouthed, pretentious, tight-ass, shirt-ironing did you beat my alliteration there?
Yeah.
Shirt-ironing
Yeah.
Too bad. Shirt and sharing all but one letter. But it's your call. Like shooting the juice to Trent is my call in my little reverie here. Who else? Gosh, there's just so many. Oh, this is Bob Pittman, the AOL Uber boss. When we offed him, we could make it an internet event, too. Only have to use half a blindfold on him. I'd run these guys through next. Spielberg, Geffen, and Katzenberg, the DreamWorks gang. See ya. Then, of course, Eisner, Big Mike. Actually, make him go before the DreamWorks fellas, so Katzenberg could watch him die before we all got to see Katzenberg buy it. This can get a little complicated. Anyway, let's head for the barn here, or the morgue or something, because I'm running out of time far faster than I'm running out of people I want dead. Here's David Letterman. I wonder if he'll also be a condescending cadaver. Probably. Jesse Jackson, of course, and Jesse Jackson Jr., the glib and the anti-glib. Go figure. Here's Eminem, the cave-in kid. Makes Donny Osmond look like a thug, it turns out. Well, I guess that's enough for an initial 13-week run. But just to make sure, a couple of alternates. Rob and Larry. Yep, that's right. The two guys who are mainstays of the Imus in the Morning radio program. Rob Bartlett and Larry Kenny. I don't know why I want to watch them die, but I do. Is that enough for 13 weeks? I think so, but, just one more. Anna Winter, or Nuclear Winter, as they refer to the 50-something bag who's editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, which in turn is principally responsible for anorexia in America, and therefore Callista Flockhart. Thanks, Anna. Miss Winter wears fur, eats bloody steaks, and has been described as the most frightening woman in the world. Move over, Tim. Die, bitch.
Within him, neither conscience nor reason, that wasn't even remotely human. I am talking about Imus in the morning.
Everyone's seen that duck who quacks Affleck in his TV commercials. What he doesn't tell you is that Affleck is a...
Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66, a fan, WFAN.
They
baseball chance. Want a chance to throw out the first pitch of the game? Enter buyandhold.com's first pitch.
Yo, Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
On the Fan, nice to have you aboard. Nick and Rockland County.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Get the lowdown on what's happening at Giants and Jets training camps all month long here on The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
4:43, we get a check on the Mohegan Sun Fan Highway Patrol with Jennifer Fogarty.
So